Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Three Hammers. It's West Ham versus Tottenham, the game we love to hate, the game we hate to lose, we love to win. Could this be Moyes' last game? How many games you got left? Results didn't go for us yesterday. Moyes has been very vocal in the press this week in saying that we're deluded, for wanting more. Me and Paul are going to talk about that. Thanks for joining us. Get your comments in. We'll be back after this. Hello, mate. How you going? Been a while, mate. Couple of weeks.
Yeah, not too bad. Nice. I had a nice weekend away last week, so I did watch the game.
What bad was it? What bad?
Yeah, what bad at all, mate. It's annoying, isn't it? Because in isolation, you think, it was a good result. That's a good result, and then Southampton beat them.
And you look at the way Southampton played against them as well, mate. Southampton. Obviously 1-0 win. They just kept going at them, mate. They see that Chelsea are wounded at the minute. They're not very potent up front as well at the minute, even though they still had Felix, had that young boy on. You go at these teams. That's what I want to see today against Tottenham. Will we see it? We'll probably discuss that later in the show, mate. Isn't it?
Yeah. Like I say, I mean, it's a weird one because after the last two games, Newcastle, Chelsea, I didn't expect anything from those two games, and then you pick up 2 points, and you think, okay, that's better than we expected. Could we be onto something here? I still don't think the football was great. I've got absolutely no idea. Thomas Souček didn't give away a penalty.
Yeah.
Do you
not think though? I don't know. This is, whenever this is said, it's like, oh yeah, but that's not right. Do you not think that's justice for what happened there, Graham, mate?
It is. No,
like what goes around comes around. That famous phrase.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it is 100%. But I don't understand how they.
No, mate, I don't. When I've listened to TalkSport all week, they said the acting was incredible. Oh look, I fell over, and my hand just happened to be there.
But like I say, in isolation, those were 2 good points for me. They were 2 good results, 2 good points. Newcastle obviously they lost yesterday. Liverpool are the only team that's beaten this season.
Twice.
Point against Newcastle was a good result, and then at the time, you're thinking, a point against Chelsea was a good result as well. But then, like I say, they gone lose to Southampton, and the results yesterday couldn't have been worse.
Yeah, I'm going to put the results up, mate. I'm going to put them up now, just to remind ourselves, and we can go through it. You look, obviously, the Southampton game there, terrible result for us. This one, Everton Leeds. Again, mate, I said to you a couple of weeks ago that I think Leeds would go down. And you was a bit like, I don't know.
I don't know. I think Everton. I think Dyche will keep them safe anyway.
Everton, I think will start now.
I do, yeah. I think if you wanted a result from that game, that's probably the result you'd be looking for. But then, like I say, yes,
this
City,
one wasn't a great result.
No, Bournemouth beating Wolves, Forest picking up a point against City. Yeah.
Not great, mate. Not great at all. And for anyone who needs to be reminded, that is the table at the minute, mate. Not looking pretty, is it?
No, it's not. It's not. But it's. If I'm gonna try and be positive. If we win, we're 15th. If we draw, we're 16th.
Yeah, no.
So if I want to be positive, if we lose, we're in trouble. That's the problem. Is I don't see us winning today. But then I didn't see us. I think that's the problem as well. Is a draw good enough? Is a draw good enough at this stage?
It is and it's a big if we beat Nottingham Forest next week. But I don't see us beating Forest next week. Do you?
No, I don't. I don't see us winning any game at the minute. That's the problem. I don't know. I said after we beat Everton, and a lot of people started saying, we've turned the corner. I'm not convinced. And now we've got more injuries as well, piling up.
Yeah, Paqueta obviously out for a couple of weeks. It looks like a good could be back for Forest.
I think a Gerd will play today.
You reckon he's keeping that Coy?
100%. What did he say? He said he's 50-50. I reckon he'll play. I reckon he'll play today. Scamacca, I reckon, could be back today as well.
I reckon he might be on the bench, Scamacca, because there was another article this morning that said he's nowhere near a return. So again, I don't know whether West Ham put these articles out to throw managers off. We've seen it before.
Yeah, maybe he'd be on the bench. I suppose he would probably want to start Antonio anyway. I've seen West Ham socials posting Antonio's goal against Tottenham. So
brilliant! It's such a great. That was a great moment. I'm going to put it up here, mate. Quick. So he's what the whoscored.com. They think we will line up like this with Fabianski, Johnson, Oggy, Kera, Sufo, Emerson, Rice and Souček, Bowen, Benrahma, Antonio. Yeah, maybe a Gerd, like you say, mate. If he is fit, maybe a Gerd does come in there.
Is Kera fit?
Anything you mention? Huh?
Is Kera fit?
Is who fit? Sorry, mate.
Kera.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, because Kera went off, didn't he? Because Johnson came on.
Out.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, I don't know, mate. This is what they're predicting.
Yeah, so I could see Johnson if. Well, Johnson's already in there. Jesus, we are like. So you could end up with Johnson of Bonner.
Smaller.
You're very laggy, mate. I could see it. It could even be Johnson, Ogbonna, Cresswell as a back three.
Ugh. I don't want to see that. Do you want to see that?
Oh no, of course not. Of course not. But you know,
what about these two, mate? Souček and Rice, mate. I said it earlier in the week. I think you agreed, mate. Wouldn't you rather see Lanzini or someone like that play there?
If Paqueta is out, then surely Lanzini or Fornals is the replacement. Surely. You know, if you want to go like for like, if we've been training and using Paqueta in that position, and that's the way that he wants to play with Paqueta in that role, then surely the replacement is Fornals or Lanzini, not Souček. Although,
but we know that's not going to happen. We know that's not going to happen.
No, of course not. So, and that's the thing as well. We know that Fornal's probably more than Lanzini, but they can do the defensive tracking back. They can do the dirty work.
We've seen Lanzini play that deep line playmaker role at Tottenham as well. I think again credited. It was 2-3 years ago, but he was playing really well in that deep line playmaker role when he was been there a few times. Yeah. What about up front, mate? Are we ever going to see Danny Ings start? Do you think he's ever going to start this guy who's not ready because he's Premier League striker?
I think he will. Well, I mean, I like Ings. I think he's a good signing. I would start him over Antonio all day long, every day. If he's fit, I would start him over Antonio all day, every day. Does he start over Scamacca? Do you try and play them together?
The thing is, if you play them together, you're going to have to drop. Probably Benrahma will be the one that drops out.
Yeah.
And then is he going to play Ings on the wing? Which, again, that's a waste.
I actually feel like they could work quite well together because Ings loves to get stuck in. He's a bit of a battler. He loves to get stuck in and he buzzes around a lot. I think he could play off of Scamacca quite well.
I reckon you're going to see that in Europe. I think when Europe does start up again in a couple of weeks' time, I think you might see Scamacca and Ings play together. And I think he might be a bit more risk. He'd take a few more risks in Europe than what he would in the league. And I think we might do quite well, actually, in the latter stages of that. Looking at them, mate, they've got a lot of injuries, mate. No Basuma. One of their best players, Bentancur, is injured as well. I think there's a couple of injuries in defence. Obviously, the goalie as well. Be Fraser Foster in goal, who had a howler against Leicester. Watch him have a game of his life today. Do you know the player who scares me the most, mate? Because they said he hasn't scored in the Premier League from yet. Richarlison.
Oh, there you go. There's your bet.
Hasn't scored from yet.
There's your money. Listen,
easy money. Go and put it on, boys. Yeah.
If Kane and Son are playing, I mean, that's the thing with Tottenham,
as well. Kulusevski is a very good player.
Yeah, he's a very good player, but if them two are playing, they're always dangerous. Always dangerous.
The fact that Conte's not there as well, apparently Spurs fans actually think when he's not there.
I think they've got 100% record with their.
He has, mate.
Yeah.
I think 6 games. I think 6 games, and he's won every single one.
Yeah. So I don't think that's too much of an issue. It's going to be an interesting game because obviously Conte ain't there, but if they're playing to his game plan, Conte is another manager who likes to keep things tight,
pragmatic.
Yeah, we'll probably line up the same way, the same formation.
They've been playing because Perisic has been playing wing back for them, which again is a bit weird because he's more of a sort of a winger, and he's more of a natural midfielder than an attacking side. A side we might be able to get down, hopefully. I don't know whether would that be Emerson running at him or Soufal running at him. I can't.
He plays on the left, so it'd be Soufal.
Soufal running at him. Yeah, so that that could be quite an interesting little battle down that side. Yeah. Defensively, they're not great. Romero, obviously World Cup winner, but when he don't play, I think he is going to play that. But he's always good for a booking him. He's a proper, what they call a poo house. If I want to keep my language, but he is a proper nasty piece of work, isn't he?
Yeah.
Romero.
Yeah, that's a good battle for Antonio if Antonio does play.
I think in his head. I think he could get in his head. I think say Skamaka did come on today, big lumpy geezer. I think he could get in his head as well. Midfield looks like it's going to be Skip and probably Højbjerg or Sire and Højbjerg. Højbjerg's a good player. I quite like Højbjerg. He's an industrious player and he works hard. Can we hurt him though, mate? I'm really liking Emerson at the minute, I have to say. I think Emerson's looks like our main attack line at the minute, down that left-hand side.
I told you all when he joined. I told you all.
Mate, I liked him. Mate. I liked him. Don't get me wrong, he's not the other geezer that was playing for Italy. Was his name Spinoza or something like that?
Spinazzola.
Absolutely ridiculous down that.
But Spinazzola's injured after time. If he come to West Ham, we'd never see him play.
That's it. Yeah.
No, he's not. No, he's not on that level. But I've always liked Emerson. I told you. Anyway,
Been impressed with him though, mate? Have you been impressed with him last 3 games? I think he's been excellent.
Of course I have. Yeah, he's been very, very good. He gives us he gives us something different. Yeah, he gives us something different. That's I think that's the main thing. He's direct. He overlaps.
And he's protected there. In that left wing back role, he's protected. Left back, no. That's a Masuaku situation again.
You say that, but he's only played left back. I think he's only played left back once for us. Yeah,
but I think he's another one whose head switches off.
I think, I think he's being judged too harshly on that one performance. I think if he, don't get me wrong, I actually think he's probably better as a wing back.
Yeah.
But I do think he can play left back. If you had him with a Gerd next to him, I think he'd be all right. But can we hurt him? I mean, that's the problem, isn't it? Our problem is scoring goals. Our problem ain't really been defensively. Our problem has been scoring goals.
Could be today if a Gerd's not fit. And it is Johnson, Kehrer and Oggy. I don't know. I think Johnson could adapt into a centre-back, though. I thought he was really good when he come on against Chelsea. That 10-minute spell, when he come on, won a big header, some good passes out the back.
He did. He looked fine. But, you would worry, if you're looking at, again, I was under the impression that Kehrer was out. But if you're looking at Soufal, Johnson, Ogbonna, Cresswell, Emerson... Oh dear.
Yeah, not Cresswell. Not Cresswell.
And then Souček and Rice in front. I mean, that's the problem, isn't it? That's the thing. We're gonna be playing 7 defensive players.
The thing is, if you're gonna play, which he will play Souček, I would just tell Souček just follow Harry Kane around the whole game. Don't worry about anything else. Just follow him.
I saw a really good point that someone brought up about us playing 3 at the back against Tottenham. Is because Kane drops deep.
Someone's got to come out.
Someone has to come out because otherwise you end up.
And Oggy tried doing that against Felix the other day. I think it was Oggy that kept committing to Felix, and then he was getting turned. Kane is so good at that.
That's the thing. It's fine if they do that, but then you have to have the other 2 behind him to be there for that, because otherwise you end up with 3 centre backs marking nobody, and Kane just picks the ball up in the middle and just does whatever he wants.
Yeah. I'm nervous. I'm very, very nervous for this game. Very nervous. I don't think Moyes will attack at all. And again, mate, if he loses this game, does he go, or does he maybe get to Forest, and then is it too late anyway?
I think it's too late. Yeah, I don't think he goes now. I think it's too late. I think the time's gone. I think he's here now till the end, no matter what.
Yeah, and I know some fans, mate. I see Gonzo said this morning. Some fans had the mentality of, I want him to lose so that he goes. We can't afford that no more.
No, we can't.
You can't afford that mentality anymore. You can't afford to go, I want him to, so hopefully he gets the sack. Mate, we can't afford it.
No.
Can't afford it. But it seems that all these teams that have changed their manager, they're getting that little bounce, and
it's very worrying. The time we said it, the time was before the World Cup.
Mate.
Before the World Cup. Didn't happen, and then the time was after that when we went on a run and lost a few games. But I genuinely think the fact that we stayed out of the bottom 3 during that period kept him his job.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that kept him his job.
Yeah.
And now I think it's just too late. I think we're with him.
Like I said, I don't know who you would get, mate. I honestly don't know who you would get. It would have to be like bloody Allardyce or someone like that. It would have to be someone like that, which, God forbid.
I see.
There were rumours about Redknapp going to Leeds at some point earlier in the week.
It won't happen. No, I think that was just Redknapp saying that he would take the job. I don't think there was any actual links.
Did you take him?
No, Harry. No. Yeah. When was the last time he managed?
17, I think.
No, no. I like Redknapp. I like Harry, but no, no. I did see that we've approached Sarri.
Oh yeah.
Lazio manager.
Yeah.
That would be good, but I don't see anything happening now until the summer.
No, I don't. I do think whether we stay up or go down, I think we will have a new manager at West Ham. Do you think that?
Yeah.
Unless the only way he stays is if we won the Conference League.
I think even if he wins that, even if we win the Conference League, he'll use that to retire. He'll say,
maybe.
right,
yeah, maybe.
He'll say, that's it. I've won a cup. I've won a trophy. That'll do me. And I did see, I know we're probably going to the comments.
Yeah, I'm going to go in the comments literally after this, yeah.
But I did see someone mention the podcast that he done. And
which we're going to talk about.
It sounds like he's a manager gearing up for retirement to me.
Yeah. Right, let's go in the comments, then we'll talk about that podcast. Right, here we go. And says, what happened there? Duncan says, good evening. Sorry if I'm a bit choppy, guys. I know my internet's a bit choppy today. Either win convincing or lose 5-0 and the manager gets sacked is the mentality I have at this point. Should be a lot of excited for Spurs versus West Ham. We're not getting anything today. I agree. Me and Paul haven't done a prediction yet. We'll do that later. Wallpapering over the cracks. I agree. Dan Bowden said, does anyone want me to pick to them? What does anyone want to
I think that got cut off because the couple of comments later, he says...
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh,
there you go.
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, go. Does anyone want me to pick... No, I don't think... I think the only time I would... Is there any occasion you would buy a half and half scarf?
Never, ever for a Premier League game. You're talking...
I think if we would have got Barca last year,
a big European game like Barcelona,
to say, look, I went that game,
something like that as a thing to say. I went there, like a Barcelona or like an AC Milan, something like that. But part of me
really, we'll talk about the draw later. But part of me really wants to get Lazio.
Oh yeah, I'd love it.
I really want that game. Really, but we'll talk about that because that's coming up on Friday, the draw. Goodison Park will keep Everton up. Yeah, probably will, mate. Draws are no good at this stage of the season. They're not, mate. But they are if we beat Forest, which, again, big if. Too little, too late. Jungle is massive. Great song. What do you think about all these podcasts Moyes is doing? Very strange time to do. Let's go into it a little bit, and then we'll go back in the comments. Yeah, mate, he's done a couple of podcasts. I think like the biggest comment out of it is West Ham, they've achieved European football last 2 seasons. It was never something that was going to be maintained, and now it's sort of a back to reality. And again, you need to look into it more. Mate, he spent 200 million on players. I'm sorry, teams like Bournemouth, I don't know, maybe even like a Wolves, mate, we're the 14th richest club in Europe. No one's saying about challenging for Champions League every season. I think that is deluded. But I've always said I wanted West Ham to be in and around 7th and 8th, so that we've got a chance to finish in the Europa League places every year. If we end up finishing 9th or 10th at the end of the season, so be it. But we don't spend 200 million to sit 18th. Go on, mate. You give your view.
Honestly, I couldn't have said it better. Literally, like that. That's it. It's all you can say. Oh, well, it weren't sustainable. Again, like exactly like you said, mate. No one expects us to be top 4. No one expects us to be top 6 every season. But like you say, you want to be in a position where you are able to challenge.
You're in it until about March, April. Like you still could. Oh, maybe we might get Europe.
Yeah, you want to be in a position where you can at least challenge for it. Like you say, mate, there's a huge difference between, like you say, going for it and ending up finishing 9th, 10th, and being 18th in the table, worrying about being relegated after
playing not to lose every week.
Yeah, after spending the biggest amount the club's ever spent.
Yeah, and you've seen ridiculous. No change in passion. Sorry, not passion. No change in the team, apart from maybe the last 3 games. You could argue that he's finally getting a lineup that he likes. But, mate, from August to 3 games ago, you're setting up the same. You're refusing to play, Paqueta you bought and you thought he was going to be the new Payet. That was your own words, weren't it? That was his own words. Yep. Oh, he will bring an excitement like Dimitri Payet. No, he's a deep-lying playmaker. And you've only realised that about 4 weeks ago. And then he got injured. You could make an argument about a Gerd. If a Gerd would have been fit all season, would we be in this position? Yes, no?
Maybe. But if his entire philosophy and game plan relies on one centre-back, that's just a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah. Scamacca, bought Scamacca. Does it look like he knows how to use him properly? No.
No.
It's Haller all over again. Like Haller had Rebic and I always forget the other one's name, supporting him. And with Scamacca, we had Raspadori and again, can't remember the other geezer's name.
It was Raspadori. They played as a 2.
Oh, was it not like a 3 supporting?
Yeah. They played as a 2. But exactly, mate. Exactly. Like you say, he spent all this money, bought Scamacca, doesn't know how to use him, bought Payet, bought Paqueta, didn't know what type of player he was. Like, signed Emerson, stuck with Cresswell, didn't want to use him.
Yeah.
Wouldn't drop Souček,
No, wouldn't drop Bowen early doors, mate. Yes, Bowen's been better recently. But again, you didn't go out and buy a right winger. Constantly dug out Ben Rama when he was our best player.
Yeah.
Ben Rama has gone quiet last few games. He's due a big game again. But, yeah, it is quite offensive when you say deluded. No West Ham fan thought we was going to be a top 4 team. No West Ham fan thinks that. But I want to be entertained. If we're going to be, at least entertain me. If we're not going to win anything, at least teams of the past entertained me. I can understand if we set up like we did and we won games 1-0 every week. Yeah. I'd go, all right, Dave. Well done, mate. But you're not doing that anymore.
That's the problem with Moyes. That's the problem with Moyes in general. When you're getting the results, you can look past the football. But when the results ain't there, there's nothing. What are you there for? Yeah. But it's weird, like you say, like Moyes is doing these podcasts and he's saying he's having pops at the fans pretty much. You've got Antonio doing a podcast talking about he might leave.
Yeah.
It's just weird stuff coming out.
Well, you've got your captain who's going to leave in the summer as well, and I love Dex, but, that's another one that's not great. Not that he's not great. I mean, it's not a great situation, should I word it like that. And I think, didn't even Mark come out and say some stuff in the last couple of weeks as well about, we have to be, just remember we're just West Ham. Like,
again,
like,
I didn't see that.
I think he did. I'm sure I'll see it on another channel, and it's like, Mark, you're meant to be this like figure of West Ham. Like, even if it's not true, you should be feeding us, propaganda. Yeah, West Ham, we want to achieve. West Ham, we should be aiming to keep our young players. All this talk of, it's same old West Ham. We have to remember where we are. What's that? What does that say?
Yeah, exactly. It's just a defeatist attitude. It's a
what does it say to any prospective player that we may have wanted to sign in the summer if we stay up? Oh yeah, no, we just want to be same old West Ham. You can see Brighton doing that this year. Even Fulham. Look at the way Fulham's having a go this year. It's just Fulham are going to absolutely spank us as well in a couple of weeks. They're going to spank us. Yeah, thanks for that question, mate. Moyes will stick with his same old 11. I think me and Paul agree with that. Lanzini for me, but Moyes won't do what's best to get the win. He will go for the draw. Been saying it all week. Benny and Bowen play 4 nails on the left and Antonio on the right with either Scamacca or Ings up front. Yeah, you can't deny that Antonio's played better though, mate. Yeah, in recent games. Not think no. I thought he was really good against Chelsea. I thought he was really good against Chelsea, and I think he should have stayed on when Ings come on and played as like they should have played it as a 2 and really gone at them.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I would say it's probably his best game for a while. But what did he do? How many chances?
He's still incredibly wasteful.
Yeah, what chances did he as a striker? What chances did he create? When did he look like scoring?
Yeah, no, it just like I say, work rate was good for me. And listen, I'm one of his biggest critics.
Well done, Antonio. $100,000 a week to run around.
$100,000 a week, yeah.
Well done, mate. Good man.
I think he's doing shop window performances anyway, to be fair. What do you think of the Areola situation? Something has gone on there. For me, Areola should be our number 1 goalie. Yeah, I've got to say, though, Fabianski has pulled off some really, really good saves in the last 3 weeks. Don't be wrong. He has had some real wobblers, near post against Arsenal. But he has pulled off some really, really good saves recently. But yeah, Areola should be playing. We all know that. We will see Areola probably in the Man United game.
Hopefully, he's vanished off the face of the earth. He ain't even been on the bench last 2 weeks.
Yeah, he ain't even been on the bench. Yeah, good point. Yeah. Is Man United next week? Is that Wednesday next week? Cup game. I think it might be Man United in a cup next week. Just have a quick look at that. Just check that fixture. But yeah, whilst Paul's doing that, Areola should be in. He will definitely, like I say, probably play against Manchester United and he'll be back in for the Europa League anyway. So hopefully we can see him again.
Wednesday the 1st. So that's
a couple of weeks.
2 weeks.
Couple of weeks. Yeah. We ain't going to win that. Rashford is going to absolutely tear us a new one. James, good guy. Been on the channel a few times. We need a 2019 performance with a 1-0 win. Mate, I'll bite your hand off for that, mate. I've put some bets on already. I don't know whether Paul's done any bets for today. Do you know another guy, mate, we didn't talk about just quickly on that 1-0 performance? A player I keep forgetting that they signed, Dan Juma. 100 million%. That guy's going to score off the bench today for him. 100 million%. Clip this now. Put it on Twitter. 100 million%. Dan Juma will come off the bench and score.
Yeah.
Player we should have signed as well, mate. No?
Yeah, should have done. Perhaps could have done. But Moyes didn't want him.
Yeah, and by all accounts, he was close to joining Everton. And, apparently what he said was, if Moyes comes here, I'm not signing for him. I think Moyes was the big catalyst in that, which is a shame. Duncan is also that Gerd is fit. If a Gerd's fit, I'm a bit more confident because he is absolute machine, mate. Let's just a little 2 seconds on him, mate. How impressed have you been with this guy? He's not going to be at West Ham long either, mate. That's another one.
No, he won't. He's phenomenal.
He looked like a Man City defender. I know it's quick. Mate, I know it's early. He looks like a Man City level defender already.
I literally said that a couple of weeks ago, mate. Like the way that, like you say, he's got the pace, he's got the vision, he's got the presence. He can ping balls out of defence. Yeah, 100%.
Again, I said it. I think I said it on here, mate, a couple of weeks ago. He reminds me of at the moment a poor man's Van Dijk. Like he's got that same sort of. Like you say, mate, it's that stand up. Like I'll just stand you up. Go at me. I'll do you for pace. You can't do me. I will do you. Some of them recovery tackles are ridiculous. They are ridiculous how good his recovery tackles are. But yeah, if he plays today, bit more fit. I don't know about Zuma, because Zuma was supposed to be really, really close. We'll see. We'll see. We need to play a 4-3-3. What do you make on that, mate?
I mean, it depends on what's available.
But then you would have to sacrifice the left wing back, wouldn't you? In Emerson, who has been fantastic.
Yeah, it depends on who's available. Like I say, if we're short, if we don't have any centre backs, if Aged is out, if Kera is out, then I would revert to 4 at the back rather than trying to play Johnson and Cresswell as centre backs. I mean, I would love to see us going forward, maybe play a 4-3-3. You know,
I think you'll see that in Europe. I do think you will see that in Europe.
At the moment, it's not going to happen because, you know, he's getting results with this 3-5 at the back at the minute, even if they're just draws. So we're not. I don't think he'll change from that now.
Yeah. Is Ben Ryder the Anderson of his day?
Hang on, mate. Your laptop just went mental.
Who did it?
Oh, there you go. You must have touched something.
Is Ben Rama the Anderson of his day?
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, clarify what you mean by that, mate. Clarify what you mean. James says, get downs on the pitch. I think most people agree with that, mate. Every time he's played, man of the match performances. Again, I'm repeating myself, but I think we will see him in Europe. and he'll probably... me and Paul are going to talk about Europe in a minute, so I don't want to go into that just yet. Who's your 3 up top, James? Oh, that's for James. He won't go. It's too late. Then who's going to manage in a championship team? Yeah, I did see Europa League, a guy that was potentially for championship. Champions League thing, he made his debut in there, didn't he? Scotty Parker. I think he lost 2-0. Bruges. Oh. Yeah. Play Ings, we need something different. Yeah, and again, it's a bit of... I can understand him starting today if he did. The worst bit of the business we ever did was selling Dawson to Wolves. I'm telling you now, he scores against us. When we play Wolves again, he scores against us. And he's been good. I think he scored 2 goals for him already. Duncan, the worst bit of business was not replacing him, same as last year when we decided we didn't need another striker, though Antonio was not scoring. Yeah, a lot of bad business has gone on. The fan base, because it was the last 2 seasons before, expected us to challenge for top 6. For me, it has never been a reality. We are not ready for it.
No, so I expected us to challenge for the top 6, mate. You know, we were there 2 seasons in a row. We spent 150, 200 million pound on players, more than we've ever spent before. One of the highest spenders in Europe. I 100% expected us to challenge for the top 6. Yeah. Like we were saying earlier, if you challenge for the top 6, if you challenge for the top 6 and you end up 7th, 8th, 9th, fair enough, we give it a go. Not 18th, 17th, not holding on to Premier League status. That's a joke.
Yeah, no, mate. Yeah, there's a big difference. The word challenge and finishing. That's where that line has got to be clear. James says, is Antonio a goal threat now? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. He has been better the last couple of games, but he's definitely not a goal threat. Again, sorry, late lads, don't think my bell works. Missed a few shows recently. Huge honour to meet Ariola, Fornals and Oggy the other day. Unfortunately, my son was unwell. Well, great.
Three good people to meet there,
yeah. Ant never looks like scoring, but when him and Bayern swapped places a couple of weeks ago, he looked good. Yeah, I prefer him on the right.
I'd like to see him play on the wing more. I don't know why he's not used there more.
You know why as well? On the wing, fullbacks are renownedly small, aren't they? And you know, if there is anything he has got a bit of muscle about him.
Yeah. And how many times did we see in the Payet season, Payet pinging balls into the far post and Antonio popping up and just heading them in?
Yeah. Yeah, what happened to that, Antonio? When's the last time he scored a bloody header? Agree, Duncan. I'm still angry we sold Dawson, but totally understand the reasons why. But I don't think that... I don't think Dawson would have had a problem if he had to honour his contract till the summer, just my opinion. I don't know, he sort of refused to play in the end, didn't he?
He did, yeah. I think he did refuse to play and he weren't at training because of family reasons. I think the problem is, first of all, selling him to a relegation rival was a bad idea. You could have said to him, "All right, listen, mate, we'll let you go anywhere who's not like we'll loan you out for 6 months to any championship team you want, any championship team, get you closer to home." But then if we do sell him, as I can't remember it was, sorry, but as one of the guys said, we need to replace him. If you let him go, you've got to replace him.
100%, mate. We had a little talk about this. James agrees. A good top class defender from him for years. I'm just typing something. Sorry, 2 seconds, guys. Riveting television. Right. Okay. Next comment is Matt Rainey. Not having a dig at Ings, but was he the only striker available in the January window? I'm buzzing we got him, but look at all the names we missed in January that Moyes did admit he did want to get. I'm not against the Ings signing. There is a really good player in there, and he is a good goal scorer. It's just, again, Moyes has not used him yet properly. What have we seen him? Half hour, 45 minutes maximum over the 2 games. Yeah. And obviously he got the injury, didn't he, the first game? A good is our best defender at the moment. I want to say Oggy, but very slow. Listen, Oggy's a great servant, but he is, he's on his way out now.
What about Ogbonna? So I saw Ogbonna did a interview saying that he wants to retire at West Ham. Would you give him the extension to allow him to do that? I would, 100%.
Yeah, I think so. And again, if we were to go down, which I hope we don't, he ain't a bad centre back to have in the Championship, is he? Next season,
he's a phenomenal player. Like you say, he's lost a bit of pace now, but he's still a fantastic defender. He really is.
Yeah. Like I say, if he still had that pace, it'd be fantastic. Like when it was him and Zuma.
I saw an interview. Oh, I can't remember. It was one of the old Italy managers. No, it weren't. It was it his manager from Torino or something? And he was saying that Ogbonna should have been captain of Italy. He should have been the Italy captain, but he never had the same. And to be fair, this is why he's at West Ham and probably why he wants to retire at West Ham. He said that he never had that proper desire to win like Chiellini. He said he had the same talent as Chiellini, but never had that same grit and desire to, I'm going to win no matter what. He said he was very much like, if I play, I'm happy. If I'm on the bench, I'm happy. He never really had that fight in him. But what a player. And he's been phenomenal for us. We had him like 2-3 years in a row as Amarillo.
Some important goals as well. Another thing, he's a really good threat from corners when he's in there. Don't get me wrong, there was a period, and I probably you could look back on the show as well, saying he's finished. But then he proved me totally wrong, mate. Head-to-head versus Spurs, played 53, won 17, drawn 11, lost 25. What are your expectations, lads? That's another thing today, mate, isn't it? Is it 74 games now against top 6 teams? I can't see, mate. I can't see anything because of that stat as well. Records are there to be broken. David Moyes ain't gonna break it.
No, I don't expect. I don't expect anything. I actually think we could lose.
It's gonna be a tonking today.
Quite heavy. I think it could be bad.
Yeah, I think 3-4-1. Yeah. Can't wait for this afternoon. Another let's not lose negative performance. I hate watching our style of play. Yeah, mate, it's getting to Allardyce days. When I had the season ticket when Allardyce was there, I remember like at half time going, I can't watch this no more. This is so boring. But it's getting that way. Like I'm honestly at the moment, I am not enjoying West Ham games. I'm not. I do not enjoy watching West Ham at the minute. It's a real struggle to watch us at the minute, and that's not me being a bad fan. It's just me being honest. Alan Dunn says Antonio won't get back on. Something's happened to Bowen because Moyes can't change. Think he all thought Moyes had gone back on his word to let him go.
Isn't that Dawson?
Yeah, that's Dawson. Yeah. All the players Moyes has brought in, but didn't play them because they weren't ready, or Premier League football has been ridiculous. Yeah, mate. No other club do you hear that. But João Felix straight in, Don't get me wrong, João Felix is different levels. Enzo Fernandez, bang, straight in. Isaac, Newcastle, straight in. Darwin Núñez, straight in.
Haaland, straight in.
Yeah, but Haaland is an animal, absolute animal.
You say that though, but if in some alternate universe, West Ham and David Moyes signed
he wouldn't
Haaland,
score no goals at West Ham.
He wouldn't play him.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
No, we have to wait. He's not used to the league. You know, he's been playing in Germany. He needs to come in and get used to the way we
isolated,
play.
mate. Let's just leave him isolated up there.
Has to get used to the way we play. Yeah.
He probably wouldn't play Kevin De Bruyne either. Oh no, I'll play Souček instead. Bono is our best centre half of the Premier League era. Ooh,
that's a strong.
Do
you know what though? I wouldn't immediately disagree with it.
No, mate, no. But you thinking other names in now?
I mean, you know, the big standout would be Rio.
Yeah, Rio.
But over a sustained period of time, Bono's there. You know what I mean?
Winston was fantastic, though.
He was, yeah.
Winston Reid was fantastic. Yeah. Bit of shout between them two, I think. I had to remind Oggy about the winning header 2-1 against Liverpool at the Bowling. Yeah, I was there. Would love him to retire with us, even the likes of Cresswell. Matt Rainey says, smash the like button.
Yeah. Thanks, Matt.
Just last bit on Tottenham before we move on to Europa Conference, mate. I sent you a video. You probably watched it. The Tottenham greatest goals. What is the greatest goal you've seen scored in that game?
We know what this is.
Or Forest.
Well,
mate, because I see the Lanzini goal, yeah, and then
that Lanzini goal is incredible.
I see Obiang again, and it was like, Jesus Christ.
The Obiang goal was insane, you know. But then you go back the Stuart Pearce goal that we always talk about.
Rad's goal was a joke.
Yeah,
Reverend Morrison's goal was a joke.
Yeah, that was insane.
Tevez free kick.
Yeah, Tevez first goal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Mate, there's one that weren't in that video. Colton Cole's goal, mate, against Tottenham, where the turn and volley from like about 30 yards.
Yeah.
Ridiculous goal.
Yeah, there's been some really, really good goals and some moments. It's the moments.
Did you
That's
see
the thing.
Have you ever seen the one, again, proper pluck it, talking about centre-halves, Premier League, Ian Pearce's goal at their ground, where he smashes it from about 25 yards against them? Mate, go and look
when we were playing him up front?
Yeah, mate, go and look at that goal. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous goal. What about against us then? Too many, man. Defoe's one where he went through us. Bale's goal. I think it's Bale's. Bale's goal was absolutely ridiculous.
Bale scored a couple of really good goals against us. He loved scoring against us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but there's been some really, like I say, that's the thing when it comes to, and it's the occasion of the game as well. But the goals are they're just moments.
Yeah, I think like what Dan says there. My reaction to the Lanzini goal on TV outweighed the Ravel one in the ground. Yeah, and I was there both. I was at the Ravel one, and obviously again see the Lanzini one on TV. The Lanzini reaction. I wish I had it filmed. I wish I was filming myself.
Mate, I think 99% of the people that are watching this would be the same. Like my reaction for that goal, I haven't reacted like that for a goal.
No, on TV as well. On TV.
Yeah, for a long time.
Mate, I couldn't control my legs, my arms, my hands, my noise. Yeah, it was. I think that truly, like you say, mate, definition of a moment, and that is a moment. It's a shame fans weren't in there to have that moment, man. What a great game. Am I crazy to say I don't fear Son or Kane anymore? God,
I think you are crazy, Matt. Yeah, and now you've said it.
I hope you ain't been texting that in any of your WhatsApp groups with Tottenham friends. I think I'm crazy, but this season they don't seem the same. Harry Kane does. Kane does, mate.
Kane 100%.
Son's been a bit quiet, but Harry Kane's been amazing, and I hate Harry Kane. I was there for the 3-0 win at Crap Hart Lane. The emotions and pride that day. Yeah, I was there, mate. Probably one of the best days out I've ever had at a football stadium. Thankfully, Bale missed a sitter.
He did,
Yeah, 3-2. He did, mate. Yeah, certainly did. It was going to be the Bale game, the Bale return, and we stopped.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the Manu goal is the best goal I've seen on TV. Best goal you've seen on TV? Best goal ever? No.
Seen on TV, that seen on TV live. I mean, like
What,
you
for
can't
West
say
Ham? For West Ham or
you
ever?
can't say best, but again, like you say, for the reaction, for the moment, is there another goal you've seen watching live on TV that you reacted like that?
Not for West Ham, no.
Mm.
No, not for West Ham. I would say that is our Aguero moment. You know, like that. Jesus Christ, like that was that. Because it was all the stuff that they were saying before. At 3-0 up, we're winning the league. They all fear us. Nah. That's what I want today, man. We need to humble them. They need to be humbled a little bit.
I
today.
think we should build Lanzini a statue.
Yeah, mate. Well, I know you've always stuck up for Manu, mate, all the years. I don't think he'll be in the summer though. I think he will go this year. No.
Yeah, I think so. And depending on what happens with the manager, maybe a new manager comes in who wants to utilise him. But yeah, I could see him going.
It's a shame with him. Like I say, it's a big shame. I think if he wouldn't have had that injury,
mate, if he didn't have that injury,
he might not have been at West Ham no more anyway.
That's it.
He probably would have been in that World Cup team.
He would have been, yeah. So gutted for him. So gutted for him that he missed that. Because he would have been there. He would have been there.
He was playing some fantastic football at times. Last few comments, then we'll talk about Europa League. Winner against Seville. Oh, yeah, that's a good shout. And I'll tell you what, Yarmolenko's against Chelsea as well. The year we stayed up, that was a big moment as well. Yarmo sent me into a bigger orbit, to be honest. Yeah, that is a good shout, mate. What was the best game against Spurs and the worst game? The best one is that 3-0. That 3-0 was just incredible. The worst is, we know the worst one, surely, mate. It's the Mark Noble crying on the pitch. When we went 2-0 up, Tevez, Noble. I think we even got it back to 3-3 at one point. I think Bobby Zamora scored. And then they went down the other end. I can't remember who it was who scored. Someone like Star Terry or someone like that scored from. That's one of my worst. And then Paul will probably agree with this one as well. The FA Cup game. Again, we went. I think at one point in the game we was 2-1 up. Stuart Pearce, Svetlan Todorov scored the other goal for us, and then I think the winner for them was scored by a former Hammer Rebrov in that game.
Yeah. Just the like you say the Tevez Noble one, that was proper.
I thought we was down. I thought we was down.
That felt like that felt like this is it. Yeah, that was a rough game.
Yeah. Another good one as well. When we stopped and win the league, Lanzini at the London Stadium. That was a good one. That was a really good.
What about Lasagna Gate?
Oh, lasagna! Yes, another good one. Do you know what? Watching that back as well, man. You forget, man. Benny Hume, what a player he was! Jesus Christ, what a player! Like just so graceful. With how we could do with someone who's got that. He had the eye for the pass. He had that magic pass, as we call it. Right, let's quickly go on to Europa Conference because we're only going to go. What we've done, 41 minutes. Yeah, Conference League draw this week, mate. Lazio still in it. Fiorentina still in it. Villarreal was another dodge one that I see that was in it. What are you hoping for, mate? An easier tie? There's apparently a team that's if we get them, West Ham will be going to Ayia Napa.
Oh,
yeah. There's a Cypriot team in there that the closest resort to them is Ayia Napa.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Because it was the same with the Europa League last year. You know, I want easy games for the first couple, and then you want, your semi, your final. You want a big game, like you say. You want your Lazio. Imagine. Like, and I just see Matt posted there. Yeah, imagine a West Ham Lazio final.
Be amazing.
Be
interesting to see where Paolo Di Canio loyalties lie in that game.
Yeah, that would be. I think it'd probably be Lazio over West Ham.
I think it'd be Lazio. But I want the Di Canio derby. I do. I think it would just be incredible. Be brilliant moment. I do fear Villarreal. I think Villarreal can be a dodge. That could be a dodgy game. That they've got a couple of good players. They have Fiorentina. Again, don't know too much about them anymore.
No, they're
Used
not
to be
great
one of my
these
favourite
days.
teams. Used to be one of my favourite teams in Italy when it was Battistuta days.
Yeah, they're not great these days.
They've fell a long, long way since then. Yeah. Yeah. Well, do you think we can still go far in that? Do you think? Do you agree with me that he will change his philosophy in that? Like he won't be as defensive in that, and you will
Probably.
see something a bit different.
Yeah, probably. I think it depends, though. It's going to be depending on where we are in the league, how we're doing. But the thing is that might work in our benefit because I think he's going to rest players because he wants to concentrate on the league. But the players that he don't play, most of us think should be playing.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I think we did get Fornals from Villarreal. Yeah, like you say, mate. Probably Dans will play in this game. Mariola will play in the games. I'm confident with Cresswell in Europe. I say that he bloody got 2 red cards last year, but probably start Ings in these games. Hopefully,
Fornals, you'd see,
Cornet's back in training. This week. Maybe 2-3 weeks, he might be up and ready to go.
Yeah. So it's weird.
We've got a chance to win. We have.
I think he'll change it up, but I think we'll like the changes. We've already seen it this year. I think we'll play Moyes' worst players, and we'll probably play better football in Europe.
Yeah, I agree, man. What about the FA Cup? Anything on that? Do you think is there any chance of getting past Manchester United?
Right.
I like Ten Hag, I have to say. I don't like Manchester United, but I do like him as a manager.
He's good. Yeah, it was always interesting to see how he would adapt and if he would, if he would be able to bring his style to the Premier League. He's done well. As we said, he's done well. It makes me laugh. I said to you the other day, and I remember last season, earlier on this season, fans turning their nose up at Rashford. Made me laugh at the time. Makes me laugh even more now.
Yeah, mate. He's bloody hell. Like £120 million player now. Yeah. Anything else, West Ham, mate, before we move on to the most important thing they show, the greatest cartoon character of all time?
No, let's like I say, let's hope we get a win today. There's none of us want to lose against Tottenham, whatever our stance is on the manager or anything else. None of us want to lose against Tottenham. So let's hope. I just want us to give it a go, please, Dave. Just give it a go.
Yeah, please. Look, Paul's even looking down the camera at you.
I know. Like, don't just sit back and play for a draw, please. That's all I want.
Yeah. No, I agree, mate. I totally agree. Anyway, guys, new thing we do every week now is we discuss the greatest of all time. We've done a few recently, and every week I try and think of a new one. And I know Paul's a fan of these, so. Mate, let's do it. This week's theme is the greatest cartoon character of all time for a bit of fun. Let me put up just in case people join us and think, what the hell are they talking about?
Yeah.
Go with it.
I all I watch really, it's not true, not all I watch, but I love cartoons. I've always loved cartoons. I still watch cartoons. I will still watch, like last weekend, I was watching the Aladdin cartoon from the 90s. I love cartoons, especially the old cartoons. Greatest cartoon character of all time for
Homer
me
Simpson.
Is Homer Simpson. Yeah. And I think this at its peak, The Simpsons is the greatest program that's ever been on television.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. I agree. But again, like I say, we that's our goat. But is there any others that that have had big parts of your life? That you like Pinky and the Brain. For me.
Mate, you'd have to go back like Ghostbusters cartoon, the real Ghostbusters, the Turtles cartoon.
Yeah, like saying here, like Peter Griffin.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Family Guy, but again in its prime was incredible. I really like American Dad as well. Actually,
yeah. Tom and Jerry are undefeated.
If you're going, obviously like. If you're going all time, then you've got to be looking at like Bugs Bunny, Tom and Jerry, Mickey Mouse. Yeah. But yeah. It's I don't know, man. There's just so many. I actually have made myself like a playlist of like 90s and early 2000 era like Saturday morning cartoons, and there were some great ones, man. Like Transformers, Thundercats, He mad.
Yeah. But even, like, as if we take away not cartoon characters and say cartoon, like just actually as a cartoon in general, the old Batman ones, mate, were bloody amazing, mate. The original Batman animated series and all the Marvel ones, the Spider-Man, X-Men of our generation, mate, they were fantastic programs.
Shout from Irish Tommy there.
Oh, well, yeah.
She's not bad. She was just drawn that way.
Yeah, great film as well.
That is a great film.
Fantastic film. Wile E. Coyote, yeah, I used to love that program when I was a kid. Scooby, yeah, great shout. Scoob.
I never really liked Scooby-Doo.
Magilla Gorilla.
I don't know what that is. Magilla Gorilla. I don't know that one.
Roadrunner. Meep meep.
Here's one for you, mate. Me and the wife were actually talking about this last weekend while we were away. Do you remember? We called it Baba the elephant. Baba.
Oh yeah, Baba. Yeah, Baba. Yeah, Baba. Me and you used to argue about it for years, mate. And
Baba the elephant.
Baba the elephant. Yeah. What about a more adult theme, mate? A cartoon I absolutely love. It did go off the ball a little bit, I have to say. But Archer, I absolutely love that show. Like the geezer who plays Archer is absolute genius. The whole cast is genius. To be fair,
he's brilliant. Have you same guy? Have you seen Bob's Burgers?
Yeah, because there's a crossover episode.
Yeah, those ones are good as well. But yeah, Archer was brilliant. The series, if anyone don't watch this, sorry, you're going to be so bored. But the series when he went into a coma, I thought was crap. But I skipped them. But I don't know if you've seen any of the newer ones.
Yeah, they're better. They recover it. They've recovered. Yeah. No, it's a great. The geezer who plays Archer, like learner. I love it, man. Absolutely love that show. Hong Kong Phooey. Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh is I'm not trying to. I'm not having it. Not meaning this is an insult, but that's a proper woman's cartoon. Winnie the Pooh.
No,
women love Winnie the Pooh. My wife absolutely loves Winnie the Pooh, and they love like Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore and
Piglet and all that.
Piglet, yeah.
What else can we talk about?
You said about Pinky and the Brain. Animaniacs.
Animaniacs, mate, is
genius.
Again, it's not at the length of Simpsons, but I think in terms of the writing genius, Animaniacs is well up there. Like it's absolute genius. Like me and you still quote it to this day. Do you know what I mean? The Chicken Boo and bloody Godfather
Godfeathers, yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's at his time was genius. And again, and the brilliance of that, when we were kids, we were laughing at it for different reasons. Yeah. When now, like you say, with the Godfather pigeons, you can look back and go, oh, God, that geezer's Ray Liotta, that one's Joe Pesci, that one's Robert De Niro, and actually get the gag even more.
Yeah.
Here you go, mate. I know you're a massive fan.
South Park, absolutely. Still going strong.
Still breaking barriers. Still genius. Do you know what I mean?
The last episode about Prince Harry.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. Irish Tommy used to love Danger Mouse. Who was the voice of Danger Mouse?
Yeah, as well. Danger Mouse and Penfold.
Who's the voice? Voice of Danger Mouse?
It's David Jason.
Yeah, he knows.
And what about Count Duckula?
Yeah, that was David Jason as well.
Jason as well, yeah.
Yeah, that was David Jason, yeah. Nah, it's always good to have these guys. If you've got any ideas for Goat of the Week, I think me and Paul might do. I'll tell you what we'll do next week. We'll do gangster films next week.
Oh, there's only one winner.
No, there is, but we'll do the honourable mention. We'll do gangster films next week. So if you've got any shouts for gangster films, don't spoil it till next week. I think that's it, really, mate. I'll tell you what. Next week coming up, mate. Tommy Fury, just to finish off. Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul.
I'm looking forward to it.
Logan Paul, I can't remember. Jake Paul.
Jake Paul. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
There's part of me that really wants Tommy Fury to get knocked out.
He won't.
He won't. But do you want Tommy to win it?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
There's part of me that would think it's funny if he got knocked out. Though.
I mean, it would be funny. It would end his career, but it won't happen. It won't.
Kill boxing, no? Kill
It
boxing.
would. But the thing is I don't know if you followed it at all. I don't know if you've seen any of their training videos, their sparring videos. Like Tommy Fury is not a good boxer, but he's levels above Jake Paul. That it's because he's been doing it all his life. The footwork and the head movement is levels above.
And just to know what to do when you get in a bit of trouble as well, I think. You know, the good boxers don't panic.
Yeah.
Not even good box, just a boxer that's had a bit of training, know to, you know, a little cover up here, take the knee. Like, what is Jake Paul going to do if he gets in trouble? Is he going to, like, he panic when he, or do what Eubank did the other day, get macho and stand up?
I think that's what he would do. He'd try and swing, but no, there's no way I can't see Jake Paul winning that fight. I just can't see it.
No, I think it's a late stoppage for Fury. I think. Just one more thing, mate. Chris Eubank has activated the rematch clause. I only want to see it just hopefully he gets knocked out again.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's it. You know, the excuses about elbow and all that rubbish.
Go away.
Rubbish. Yeah. Like you say, mate, I hope he gets knocked out again. I hope he loses again, and he'll probably fight Conor Benn, and then he'll retire. And
last one on boxing, mate, because I know we're both big fans of him, but he's very controversial. Conor Benn. The rumor is, mate, that he's going to be fighting Manny Pacquiao, mate. In America, where he potentially can get a license, or in Dubai, where he potentially get a license. Stinks for me. It really does. And I love Conor Benn. I absolutely love the geezer, but it stinks.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I don't. You know, I'd rather see. I mean, I was going to say I'd rather see him fighting contenders in the division, but Pacquiao's still ranked.
Oh, mate, and I think Pacquiao could probably still beat him as well.
Yeah. I mean, it could actually be a really good fight. It could be a really good fight.
They'll both go for it. They'll both be aggressive. Yeah.
I think Manny is kind of, although he has said he wants to come back in and concentrate more back on boxing. But
he did have a second wind at one point, didn't he? Where he was
like, but he's really too old now, point, and I love Manny. I think he's one of the greatest boxers of all time. I think if he'd have fought Mayweather 5 years earlier, he would have absolutely murdered him.
Yeah, I agree, mate.
So it'd be interesting.
I'm surprised he never fought Canelo. Actually, they never actually fought, did they? That would have been quite a good fight, that Pacquiao and Canelo. Cheers, lads. Great show. Keep believing. I know people start leaving when we start talking about this, but we just have a little bit of fun at the end. He said he hasn't watched boxing since Dave Boy Green got killed in the ring. Yeah, it is a dangerous sport. This is a very exciting fight. Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia. What a player! What a fighter! Both of them amazing fighters.
It'd be good to see. If it happens.
No. The fight I want to see is Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford. Again, probably a fight that will never happen, sadly. But one that should have happened by now. Points is what we need, guys. Not relying on others to lose. I agree. Just watching the start of the Tszyu versus Sparks fight here in Australia now. There we go. Right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, like I say, if you're watching this back, if you've got any ideas for Goat of the Week, let us know, because it's always a bit of fun. Hopefully we win today. I'll be back, whether we win or lose, with a review after the game. Yeah, until next time, guys, come on your irons. Keep believing. Hopefully we can do something today. Let's go.
Cheers.